Hey, what's up, guys? It's Cody Brockway back with another episode of Brockway's Vinyl Bites. Yeah, that's always good news, right? Yes, we're always happy to be here, and of course, we're here with Mr. Talks-A-Lot in the co-captain's chair. We got Kermit the Frog. Say hi, Kermit. Oh, shut up. You talk too much. He's happy to be here, just like I'm happy to be here. Most certainly, we hope that you are happy to be here, too. And another thing we're happy about is the new album that came out from a classic band. That band is the Rolling Stones, and we're going to talk about their new album, Hackney Diamonds. Yeah, woohoo! 2023. This album's just been out for a few days, and I love it. I like every song on it. It's very, very good. This is a great way to celebrate the 60th anniversary of the band. Now, dating back to 1963, I know that there's Rolling Stones history even dating back to 1962, but they've always celebrated their anniversary as if it was from 1963 onward. So 1963, the birth of the Rolling Stones. They had got Charlie Watts in the mix in 1963, and that was when they had sort of really locked down the lineup. And of course, the lineup would change multiple times over the years. Ultimately, Charlie Watts would die 2 years ago. R.I.P. Charlie Watts, but he's actually makes an appearance on 2 of the songs on this record, and the rest of it was finished by a drummer from Keith Richards' solo band, who's now playing with the Stones full-time, Steve Jordan. But yeah, let's talk about the songs on this album. Well, the artwork. The artwork's great. Look at the diamond heart being stabbed in 2. Just great. Just great aesthetic, and the band sounds absolutely great. You know, those guys are, Mick Jagger's already 80, and some of the other guys are actually pushing 80, but they don't sound 80 years old at all. They sound like they're still young and hungry, like young Rolling Stones, and the songs are absolutely fantastic. They have lots of great guest features as well. The first song that any of us heard from this album was Angry. That was the single, and then Get Close, Depending on You, Bite My Head Off, Whole Wide World, Dreamy Skies, and that makes up side 1. Then we go to side 2. We got Mess It Up, which has Charlie Watts on drums. Live by the Sword, which actually has Bill Wyman and Charlie Watts, which is kind of like a reunion of the classic Rolling Stones lineup one last time. Driving Me Too Hard, which is one of my favorite tracks. Tell Me Straight, which is lead vocal by Keith. Sweet Sounds of Heaven, which is actually features Lady Gaga. That was the second single on the album. And Rolling Stone Blues, which is kind of like it's just kind of like Keith and Mick, really bluesy tune. Like, wouldn't be out of place on one of the earlier albums for sure. But the whole album is really good. And some of the other features is we got Elton John on Live by the Sword with Bill Wyman and Charlie Watts. But he's also on the song called Get Close. We got Paul McCartney playing bass on Bite My Head Off. And of course, I mentioned we have Lady Gaga doing the duet with them on Sweet Sounds of Heaven. And Stevie Wonder on piano and Fender Rhodes, and the Moog synthesizer also on that same song. So this is a pretty star-studded album. And of course, you got Ronnie Wood, Keith Richards, and Mick Jagger, the mainstays, right? But yeah, this album it marks a whole lot of greatness. It marks the last song that we will ever hear of the 70s classic lineup, right? With Bill Wyman, Charlie Watts, Ronnie Wood, Keith Richards, and Mick Jagger with the song Live by the Sword. And it also marks the 60th anniversary of the band and just all this great stuff. The songs are totally fantastic on it. If you haven't heard it yet, stop the video, go listen to it, and come back and watch the rest, because this album's really enjoyable. And again, like I mentioned before, they don't really sound like they're pushing 80. Like, they still sound like the Rolling Stones, like they sound way younger than they are. And they still look the part, too. I mean, you can say what you want. Like, I know Keith has got gray hair finally, but, they still rock around on stage. Like, Mick Jagger moves like I couldn't move that good, I tell you that. And I'm only 25. And, Mick Jagger's freaking 80. I also share a birthday with him, too, July 26th, just, of course, different years. But he definitely is in really good shape for 80 years old, and vocally he sounds just as good as he ever has. And same with Keith Richards. Keith does the lead vocal on the song Tell Me Straight, and he just sounds fantastic. The whole band is playing great. Ronnie Wood plays some bass on this album. So does Keith, and who else? I think producer Andrew Watt also plays bass here and there too. But anyway, very good. There's no drawbacks to the album. The only thing that's kind of different that you might have to get used to is the sound of the album, the production value by Andrew Watt. But that doesn't, like, it's just different. That's all. It's not bad. It's just different. The record still sounds, great, and the songs are all great. So anything, like, there's no drawbacks or anything like that. I really enjoyed it, and I'm really happy that we have a new Stones album, and it's just it's great, and I'm looking forward to this getting many plays on my turntable. I've got the CD and Blu-ray edition coming soon. The Blu-ray has the Dolby Atmos and surround mix and all that, and this album and the CD will be available at my store. Second Chance Records, 20 Argyle Street North, Caledonia, Ontario, Canada. And you really gotta come in and get a copy of this, because it is really worth having in your collection, especially if you're a rock fan of any caliber. The Rolling Stones are sounding as great as ever on this album, and I'm gonna go listen to it right now. And I hope you're gonna do the same after checking this out. So thanks for watching, and that sort of wraps up another episode of Brockway's Vinyl Bites. But we'll see you again very soon. Rock on! Yeah!